So in this method, now this method was developed by Southwell in 1920, which is to be applied for plane frames, that is two-dimensional, and space frames, that is three-dimensional. So this method was developed in 1920. Contemporarily, in the same period, in the same time, Muller-Bressley independently developed this type of method. This method can be applicable for plane as well as space frames. Space means three-dimensional structures. Now just consider how this method uses, understand here. Now in a three-dimensional plane, XYZ plane, a member is there. We know that wherever the member is there, we can write down them into coordinates. The coordinate system we can write down, that is x comma y comma z. You can write down the x1 y1 z1, x2 y2 z2, x3 y3 z3, like that we can write down. So here also, when a member is there, this can be represented in the coordinate system. So just write down here the member is A and B. Here we will assume that the force in the members will be considered as tension. The force in the members is to be considered as tension, and this is TAB. And these coordinates are here XA, YA, ZA, XB, YB, ZB. XA, YA, ZA, XB, YB, and ZB. Now this LAB is nothing but length of the member. Length of the member. Now write down here. Let AB be the member of a truss of length LAB, and the tensile force to be TAB, the tension force. Here this method initially assumes that the force in the members is tension force. So tensile force TAB this can be expressed as TAB is nothing but, just understand here, the force, tensile force, we will just write down this as small TAB into LAB. I will explain you what is meant by small TAB. Just write down in the meantime, any force in the member is nothing but small t into length of the member. Small t into length of the member, and this t, small t AB is called as tension coefficient. The small t is called as tension coefficient. In the other methods, we have written equations like sigma fx is equal to 0, sigma fy is equal to 0. Whereas here also we will write down the equilibrium at the joint meeting the members. Wherever the members are meeting at a joint, there you will write down the equations. There we will write down the equilibrium equations. Okay, so just write down the equilibrium equations. the equilibrium equations at a joint meeting members is be in line. Yes, sorry, I got a call. That's why I have to mute myself. The equilibrium equations at a joint meeting members. I'm assuming that the three members are meeting here. AB, AC, AD can be written along X, Y, and Z directions. Just see here, this is a joint A. At a joint A, there are three members are meeting here. This is member B, C, D. Now member A has a coordinates in a space XA, YA, ZA. Whereas Z, this is XD, YD, ZD, XC, YC, ZC, XB, YB, ZB. So the length of these members are LAB, LAC, LAD. Just understand here what we are writing is wherever the plus is there, it will be represented in the coordinate system. In the coordinate system, X, Y, Z. Now for this one, we are writing our equilibrium equations. Just understand here, by writing the equilibrium equations, so this is nothing but XB minus XA into TBA. That is tension coefficients with respect to the along x direction, the difference between the coordinates along x direction into TBA plus along x direction. I am writing this is along x direction XC minus XA into TCA. So just remember why I am writing it as TCA or TAC. So a second term is nothing but the joint where you are writing your equilibrium equations. So that's why the second term here XA is nothing but the joint where you are writing your equilibrium equation, plus XC minus XA is there. Next, XD minus XA into TDA plus XA is equal to 0. So this is how they have developed the equation given by these inventors of this method. So that is nothing but the coordinates multiplied with the tension coefficient. Here this XA is nothing but external force. For example, in the given truss, a point load is acting here. 30 kilonewtons point load is acting. So this 30 kilonewtons, it is acting in the x direction or y direction. This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So this is acting in the y direction. So XA is nothing but the external force acting along x-axis at that particular joint. Remember, here wherever the joint is there, at that joint, whether any force is there along x-axis. Now, along y direction, YB minus YA into TBA plus YC minus YA into TCA plus YD minus YA into TDA plus YA, that is along y direction, the force that are acting along y direction at the joint A. Along z direction, ZB minus ZA into TBA, ZC minus ZA into TCA, ZD minus ZA into TDA plus ZA is equal to 0. So this is your equation number 1. This is equation number 2. This is equation number 3. So there are 3 equations. Just understand here the tension coefficients. How many tension coefficients are there here? You consider the 3 tension coefficients. So once again, there are 3 equations, 3 unknowns. You can get the tension coefficients. After getting this tension coefficients, TBA, TCA, TDA, you have to get the length of the members, LAB or LPA. Length of the member is nothing but, I will just simply apply our mathematical principles. XB minus XA whole square plus YB minus YA whole square plus ZB minus ZA whole square. So this is simple equation where you will get the length of the member in 3 dimension. LBA. Similarly, you can also get LCA, that is square root of XC minus XA whole square plus YC minus YA whole square, ZC minus ZA whole square. LDA is nothing but length of the member along space direction, XD minus XA whole square plus YD minus YA whole square, ZD minus ZA whole square. You will get the length of the members LBA, LCA as well as LDA. Now, after getting these length of the members, forces in the members are TBA is nothing but tension coefficient multiplied with the length of the member. And if the value is negative, that is indication for compression. If the value is positive, That is the indication for tension. That's it. So here ECA is nothing but TCA into LCA. TDA is nothing but T small da, that is tension coefficient multiplied with LEA. This is how we will get the forces in the members. What we are exactly doing is, for the given truss, in the first step, give the coordinate system. Give the coordinate system means you have to first of all assume the origin of the truss. You have to assume the origin of the truss. From the origin, you will first of all write down the equation. That means all the members will be assumed as tension. Then equilibrium equations are written. Equilibrium equations along x, y, and z directions are written. Then we will get, using our equilibrium equations, the tension coefficients are calculated. The length of the members are considered. From the length of the member, the forces are calculated. Procedure is as follows. Please make a note on the procedure of this method of tension coefficients. The procedure, Mrudula, is she available? Mrudula. Mrudula, I don't know the roll number. Okay. Right. So the procedure is as follows. First point. Mark the positive directions of x, y, and z axis. Mark the positive directions of x, y, and z axis. Second point. Assume all the members are in tension. Assume all the members are tension. Third one, write down the equilibrium equations. At each joint. Write down the equilibrium equations at each joint. Solve the equations for tension coefficient method. Solve the equations for tension coefficients. Tension coefficients. Calculate tension force in the member. Tension force in the member as TAB is small TAB into length of the member. Small TAB into length of the member. Small TAB into length of the member. So this is the procedure that is followed to analyze the forces in the members. I will take one small problem and I will explain today. Now the remaining problems we will solve in the next class. Okay. So note down the problem. So just understand this problem. You have already seen a tripod. A tripod looks like this. It will be having three legs. These are the points A, B, C, and here at the top plane is there. So this is like this. So the vertical height of this member from ground level, this distance is mentioned as 3.75 meters from the ground level, 3.75 meters, and this point is D. Now, a load is acting on this one is along vertical direction as well as along horizontal direction, the forces are acting. So due to this force, what is the force in the members is to be calculated. What is the force in members is to be calculated. And the plan diagram is shown for us. The plan diagram of the members is given for us. Just I am drawing the plan of this. So this is point D, which is at a height of 3.75 meters above the plane. A, B, C points are at the same level. This distance is mentioned as 5.4 meters. And this distance is mentioned as 3.6 meters. And this is mentioned as 3 meters. This is also 3 meters. First step, what is the first step in this? This is the plan, and the forces are acting here. A force here, this is acting, which is 150 kilonewton. This is 100 kilonewtons, which is acting at D. So at D, you just understand here three members are meeting. One is A, C, B. Three members are meeting at D. It is said that D is at a height of 3.75 meters above the plane. Now in the first step, just to go to the procedure of this, mark the positive directions of X, Y and Z axis. Mark the positiveness of X, Y and Z axis. Just this is a plan, I am assuming that my X axis is, this is my X axis. This is my Y axis. And perpendicular height is there. This will be considered my Z axis. Now when I am considering this, if this will be considered as origin. So when this is considered as origin, here 0, 0, 0. The mark here it is 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now coming to A, just understand, can any one of you tell me, we have studied in our maths a simple coordinate system only. This x-axis, this is 0, but y-axis is 6 meters. So 0, 6. Z-axis, it is mentioned that A, B, C are at the same level. So same level means Z-axis, there is no height. This is 0. So 0, 6, 0. Now coming to C, can any one of you tell me what are the coordinates for C? Now coming to at this point, now what about the D coordinate system? At D, now see here, x-axis from here to here, the distance is 5.4, comma, y distance 3, comma, z distance d is 3.75 meters above the plane. So this is only d is at a vertical height. That's why this distance is 3.75. So this value is 5.4, comma 3, comma 3.7. So you have first assumed the positive directions of x, y, and z. Then the coordinates are given for the members. The second step is completed. We assumed all the members are to be in tension. All to be in tension. Now, another point also we should write down here. Your x-axis is positive in this direction. Before that, let us first of all mention them in the coordinate system. So this is joint A, B, C, and D. Now, this is X, Y, Z. At A, 0, 6, 0. B is the origin. C is 10, 3. 5.4. Please make a correction. That is 930. Somebody has said 9, 3, 0. Yes, Sandhya. Good one. Now this is the coordinate system that is prepared. X, Y, Z, A, B, C. The coordinates you got. After that, you just understand here at D, there is along the x-axis in the negative direction 150 kilonewtons is there. That is capital X D is nothing but minus 150. YD along y direction, this is your y direction. In the this is you assumed as positive direction is in the upward, but the force is coming in the opposite one. So this is minus 100. Minus 100. So wherever the joint is there, at A only one member is there, B one member, C another member, but D is having all the three members. So writing the joint at D. So write on the joint D. So write down writing equations of equilibrium. Writing equilibrium equations at joint D. We are writing our equilibrium equations at joint D. So when I am writing at joint D, so there are members are AD, BD, and CD. So this is nothing but EAD into, that is tension coefficient AD into XA minus XD plus tension coefficient BD into XB minus XD plus tension coefficient into CD, XC minus XD plus capital XD equal to 0. Now writing down here, TAD is tension coefficient unknown, XA, what is the XA value? 0 minus XD 5.4 plus TBD, that is tension coefficient of BD is unknown, into XB is 0 minus 5.4 plus TCD into XC is 9 minus 5.4 into TBD plus 3.6. 9 minus 5.4 is 3.6 into TCD is equal to minus 150. In the right side it is plus 150. keep it as equation number 1. So what you have run, this is along x-axis is written. The equilibrium equation along x-axis is written with respect to tension coefficients as well as coordinates. Along y direction. So along y-axis, when you are writing them, TAD into XA minus XD. That is, we are writing for y-axis, so YA minus YD plus TBD into YB minus YD plus TCD into YC minus YD plus capital YD is equal to 0. Now go to the coordinates once again and substitute the values. YA is 6, YD is 3. YA is 6, YD is 3. So TAD into 6 minus 3 plus TBD into YB. What is the value of YB? YB is 0 and YD is 3. 0 minus 3 plus TCD into YC. YC is 3. 3 minus YD 3. 3 minus 3 plus YD value. We have already written the YD value minus 100 is equal to 0. So this is 3 TAD minus 3 TBD. 0 plus 0 into TCD is equal to 100. So TAD into 3 minus 3 TBD is equal to 100. That is your equation number 2. This equation number 2, which is written along y-axis. Along z-axis, to get along z-axis, once again, write down the equilibrium equation along z direction. TAD into ZA minus ZD plus TBD into ZB minus ZD, TCD into ZC minus ZD plus ZD is equal to 0. That is, Z is nothing but along Z direction. Do we have any external force? Only along X and Y direction, only the forces are available. Along Z direction, the forces are 0. Now, TAD into ZA value, just you can understand here, in the ZA value, 0, 0, 0, only ZD is 3.75. ZD is 3.75. So 0 minus 3.75 plus TBD into 0 minus 3.75 plus TCD into 0 minus 3.75 plus 0 is equal to 0. Now this is minus 3.75 into TAD minus 3.75 into TBD minus 3.75 into TCD equal to 0. Take minus 3.75 as common, you will get it as TAD plus TBD plus TCD equal to 0. But because 0 by 3.75, that is 0 only. So TAD plus TBD plus TCD is equal to 0. This is equation number 3. So solving equations 1, 2 and 3 in your calculator, you can get equations 1, 2 and 3 and tell me the values of TAD, TBD, TCD. Now, TAD, TBD, TCD values are obtained. Now, length of the members, LAD is nothing but square root of XA minus XD whole square plus YA minus YD whole square plus ZA minus ZD whole square. Substitute the values. So square root of XA value. What is the value of XA? 0. 0 minus 5.4 whole square plus YA value 6 minus 3 whole square plus 0 minus 3.75 whole square. This will give you the length of the member. Similarly, length of the member in BD. You can also calculate using the length of the member XB minus XD whole square plus YB minus YD whole square plus ZB minus ZD whole square. So square root of 0 minus XD value 5.4 whole square plus 0 minus 3 whole square plus 0 minus 3.75 whole square. Thus will give you the length of the member in BD. Length of the member in CD is nothing but square root of XC minus XD whole square plus YC minus YD whole square plus ZC minus ZD whole square. This will give you square root of 9 minus 5.4 whole square plus 3 minus 3 whole square plus 0 minus 3.75 whole square. You can get the values of LBD, LAD, LCD in terms of meters. Now, the 10 forces in the members. TAD is nothing but small TAD into LAD. TBD is nothing but small TBD into LBD. Capital TCD is equal to small tcd into LCD. If this is negative, and that is the indication of compression force. If this is positive, and that is the indication of tension force. So this is how we analyzed a three-dimensional one.